Hey there, posse. Oh, expensive wines. The liquid gold that can make your wallet weep and your taste buds question their self-worth. Now, in this episode, we're going to dive into why some wines cost more than your rent and why sometimes paying a fortune for a bottle might just be a sucker's game. This is going to be some good information. However, I don't want you to kick yourself for falling into some of these traps. Are you ready? Come on, let's go. Hey there, posse. I'm Pierre, and welcome to Asti Wine Consultants. The concept of expensive wines for suckers typically refers to wines that are priced high but don't necessarily deliver the quality or the value that justifies their cost. These wines might be overpriced due to branding, to marketing, or hype rather than the actual quality. Now, first of all, let's demystify the whole expensive wine thing. You know, why are wines so expensive? Here are some reasons. You got fancy vineyards and expensive real estate. Some vineyards are located on prime land that cost actually a fortune. They're the equivalent of buying beachfront property, and you're paying for those breathtaking views, even if you're drinking it in your basement. Now, there's also celebrity wines. Wines produced or endorsed by celebrities often come with a high price tag due to their name attached, rather than the quality of the wine itself. Some celebrity endorsed wines might be good, but many are priced higher simply because of the celebrity connection. Now, you've got old vines, old times. Older vines produce fewer grapes with greater character, and the grapes they produce are like the VIPs of the vineyard. Rich, complex, and ready to charge you for the privilege of drinking them. How are you doing there? Is this information making any sense? If it is, write Asti in the comments below. Oak barrels and aged to perfection. Some wines are aged in oak barrels that cost really as much as a small car. The wine absorbs the oak flavors, making it taste like a symphony of smoky vanilla goodness. But remember, you're paying for those barrels and the time it takes to age the wine. That time equals money and higher prices. We also have prestige and scarcity. Limited edition wines from famous regions or made by legendary winemakers are like the celebrity endorsements of the wine world. It's less about the juice and more about the hype. It's like paying extra for jeans just because a famous person wore them first. Next up is luxury brand wines. Some wines are expensive simply because they're produced by luxury brands. This is similar to how luxury goods are priced in other industries. Now, another thing we have is wines from certain champagne houses where the brand name carries a significant portion of the price, even if the quality doesn't quite justify it. There's also overhyped new releases. Wines that receive a lot of attention from critics, media, or influencers can see their prices skyrocket, sometimes beyond what the quality actually merits. Also, a wine that gets a 100-point score from a critic may see its price jump dramatically, but that doesn't always mean it's worth the price hike. Here's one that we all run into. Highly marked up restaurant wines. Wines in restaurants often have a significant markup, sometimes 2 to 3 times the retail price. This doesn't necessarily reflect the quality of the wine, but rather the venue's pricing strategy. A bottle of wine that costs $20 in a store might be $60 or more in a restaurant. While this is common, it can sometimes result in paying a lot for a mediocre wine. For me, here's where it gets really interesting and a bit tricky. The brain can be easily fooled, especially when it comes to expensive wines. It's like your brain is in on the marketing ploy and just loves playing along. Now we have several things going on here. The first thing we see here is what I call the price tag as the taste enhancer. Studies have shown that when people think they're drinking expensive wine, their brains actually perceive it as tasting better. That's right, your brain is basically a wine snob who falls in for the price tag every time. Even if the wine is mediocre, your brain says, oh, this must be a really good wine, it's $200. Next up is the power of expectation. When you pay more, you expect more, and your brain is happy to oblige. You might start picking up on complex flavors and subtle notes that really aren't there, just because you convince yourself that this must be special. Now there's also social proof and FOMO, that's fear of missing out. Let's be honest, no one wants to be the person who says this $500 bottle tastes like grape juice. So your brain convinces you that it's worth every penny, because admitting otherwise feels like you've been duped. Now keep in mind, I'm not saying all expensive wines are bad or that spending big bucks on a bottle is always foolish. Now some are genuinely exceptional, but the truth is, a lot of people shell out serious cash just to say they've had a fancy wine, when in reality they might have enjoyed a $20 bottle just as much, if not more. The wine industry knows this, of course. They are definitely masters at marketing and turning wine into a status symbol. You're not just buying a bottle, you're buying an experience, a story, a sense of sophistication. But sometimes that sophistication is just a cleverly disguised sales pitch for suckers. Well, at the end of the day, the best wine is the one you enjoy, whether it's a $10 bottle that pairs perfectly with a pizza or a $1,000 bottle you've been saving for a special occasion and that wealthy friend. So don't feel pressured to spend big. Your taste buds and your bank account might just thank you for it. And remember, sometimes the only thing richer than an expensive wine is the person selling it. Cheers to enjoying your wine on your terms. Hey Posse, thanks a ton for taking the time to watch this video. I promise no grapes were harmed in the making of it. Well, maybe just a few. Now if you got any questions, let me know in the comments below. And hey, if you don't want to miss out on any of my future content, go ahead and tap that subscribe button. Oh, and before you go, don't forget to check out some of these other videos. Until next time, cheers.